Hello viewers, welcome back to our channel. My name is Satale. If this is the first time you're seeing any of our videos or visiting our channel, you are especially welcome to the family. Please hit on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified whenever we post a new video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. This is a fashion channel where I share with you everything fashion related, ranging from the latest, trending and most gorgeous styles in Nigeria and Africa, ashrabi styles for weddings, tutorial videos on how to cut and sew, fabric to use in making gorgeous, stunning and beautiful outfits, and a lot more.
On today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to draft a princess dart bustier. Guys, let's get started. These are the materials we need for this tutorial. We also need our basic body measurements, where we'll have the half length, the shoulder, the bust point, underbust, bust span, bust waist, and the armhole. Now the first thing I'm going to be doing is to rule a straight line, which is going to serve as my starting line. So after doing this, I'm going to divide my shoulder measurement by 2. The shoulder measurement is 15 divided by 2. I have 7.5. I'll be adding half each for the sewing allowance. So I'm going to measure 8 inches. I'll be coming down by ½ inch to slant the shoulder. So guys, after doing this, now the next step is to take our bust point measurement. I'm going to be measuring from the shoulder to the bust point, which is 8.5 inches. Then I'll take it to the underbust, which is 12.5 inches. Now I'll take my half length measurement, which is 16 inches. I'm going to rule the lines. So guys, after doing this, I'm going to come down from my shoulder by 7 inches. So I'll check to make sure it's the same thing. Then I'm going to connect the lines together. So this is our basic body measurement. In case you guys don't know, this is what is called the basic body measurement, where we have the shoulder line, the chest line, the bust point, the underbust, and also the waistline. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to come to the bust point and take my bust span measurement divided by 2. The bust span is 7.5 divided by 2. I have 3¾ You see, I'm dividing it by 2, then I have 3¾ So I'm going to put my tape here and I'll measure 3¾ Then I'll take the same thing to the waistline and I'll measure the same thing. Then I'm going to connect the lines together. Now after connecting, the next step is to come to my bust point again, and I'm going to be coming down by 1½ inches. Then I come to my underbust and I'm going to be going out by 1.5 inches too, and I'll do the same thing to the waistline. Then I come inwards here. I'll be measuring ½ inch. I'm going to connect the dots together. I also connect from here to meet the 1.5 we brought down. So guys, after doing that, I'm going to be using my curved ruler to create the curve there from that point to the 1.5 we brought down. Now I'm going to come to the chest line and take my bust measurements divided by 4. We are dividing it by 4 because our front pattern paper is on fold. The bust measurement is 34 inches. Divided by 4, I have 8.5. I'm going to mark 8.5 here. I go to the waistline and do the same thing. The waist measurement is 27 inches divided by 4. I have 6 3/4. So I'm just going to be leaving the waist there for now. I'll come back to the armhole. I'll measure what I have here. I have 7 inches, so I'm going to get the midpoint of it, which is 3.5. I'll make a dot there, then I come inwards by ½ inch. So I'm going to create the armhole. I'm just going to use the curve ruler to create armhole there. Just the way I'm doing it, you see, I created it to meet the point, then from there I'll take it to meet the bust measurement. So guys, after doing this, I'm going to get the length of this armhole. I have 8 inches. I'll divide it by 2, which is going to give me 4 inches. Then I'll be making a dot there where my 4 inches is. Now after doing this, I'll come to the bust point again and go up by ½ inch. We are going up by ½ inch because this is going to allow the boobs to sit perfectly when you wear the dress. Now connect the lines, like I'll connect the dots together with the curved ruler, sorry. So you just make sure the lines are like perfect, there is no sharp edge or anything. So just try as much as possible to make sure the lines does not have any sharp edge. Now you come again to the armhole and you go out by half inch. You see what I do there? Then I'm going to be connecting it to meet this ½ inch we brought up, that point you see there. This part is actually the most critical part of the whole princess dart bustier that we all talk about. If you get this part right, then you're good to go. So guys, I will urge you all to pay very close attention to this part. Now because of this dart we created here, so if you measure this thing now, you realize that it is 1 inch. So we are going to be going out by 1 inch. We're going to be increasing that part by 1 inch and also doing the same thing to the chest line, because if you don't do this, you will end up realizing that the side front will be shorter than the center front. So that's why this part is very necessary. You have to do it, if not it won't come out nice. Now we're going to take the body measurement. You know, this was the initial bust measurement and we added 1 inch for the dart. Now I'm going to be adding 2 inches for the sewing allowance. Now you come to the waistline. You see this dot here was the initial waist measurement, and you see these 2 inches here. I'm going to add it because why? We don't need this part, so we're going to be cutting it off. So because of that, I have to add the 2 inches. Now I'll add extra 2 inches for the sewing allowance and connect the dots. The next thing is to create the neckline, and for this dress I'm going to be putting a round neckline. I'll be going as wide as 3.5 inches for the width, and I'll be coming down as deep as 5 inches. Then I'll just use the curve ruler to create the round neckline. So guys, after doing this, basically we've come to the end of drafting the front. The next thing now is just to cut it out. After cutting, guys, this is what we have. We have the center front and we have the side front. You see, this is how it is looking. Now we're just going to place this aside and cut the back. For the back, I already have the basic body measurement. I have the shoulder, I have the chest line, I have the bust point, I have the waist. You can see I don't have under bust because we don't need it. The first thing I'm going to be doing is to come to the chest line and take my bust measurement divided by 4, which is 8.5, just the same way we use for the front. Now I'll create armhole. I'm not coming in by ½ inch because we don't need that for the back. Our back is wider than the front. The next thing is to go out by 2 inches, which is going to serve as the sewing allowance. I'll just use my free hand to connect it, just make a cut there. Now come to the waistline and take the waist measurement divided by 4. It is 6 3/4. So I'm going to mark 6 3/4. I'll be adding 1 inch for the dart and 2 inches for the sewing allowance. Then I'll connect the dots. To create the dart, I'll come to the bust point and take the bust span measurement divided by 2, which is 3 3/4. I'll be adding an extra ½ inch, which gives me 4 1/4. So I'll take the same 4 1/4 on the waistline. I'll come again to the bust point and go up by ½ inch. So I'm going to rule a straight line. Now the next step is to come to the waistline and go out by ½ inch and come in by ½ inch too. So this is going to help us create the dart there. Now I'm going to be connecting from each ½ inch to meet that point. It is necessary to do this in order to have a straight dart. So drafting it out like this actually helps to create a very straight dart. The next step now is to come to the zipper line and I will go inwards by ½ inch. We are doing this in order to avoid anything called zip bulge. In a situation whereby you don't do this, then there is likely to be a zip bulge at the back of your dress. Now because we've reduced this by ½ inch, we'll be reducing the zipper allowance too by ½ inch. The next step now, guys, is to create the neck. You remember in the front we used 3.5 for the width of the neck, so I'm going to be using the same 3.5 here. Then I'll be coming down as deep as 6 inches because it is the back. It has to be a little bit deeper than the front. Then I'll just use the curve ruler to create it. So guys, we are done drafting the back. So what I need to do now is just to cut it out. As you can see, the back is very easy to draft out. It is not complicated at all. It is straight to the point. So guys, there's something I forgot to show you. When you're using the pattern paper to cut on fabric, you are going to add ½ inch to the half length, ½ inch to the shoulder, and also ½ inch to the side, just the way you see me in demonstrating. You add ½ inch to all the sides when you are using it to cut on fabric. The same thing applies to the back. You're going to add ½ inch to the half length to the shoulder when you are cutting on fabric. This brings us to the end of this tutorial video, guys. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. Let me know if it was helpful, if it was easy to use. If there's any part of the video that wasn't clear or anything, you can also write it down in the comment section and I will try as much as possible to respond to your comment. Also, you guys, you can let me know the kind of content you want me to be posting in this channel regarding fashion, and I will try as much as possible to meet to your demands. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you all in my next video. Bye bye.